horrified.
Oh, you think?
Can you take him?
I could try.
Hi, it's Mac from Mac's Toys and Models. This time we're going back to May 2002. This one was released by McFarlane Toys and it's Jason X. It's based on the character Jason from the Jason X film. This figure stands at 6 inches tall and it was part of the Movie Maniacs 5 series. So my first impressions of this Jason X figure is very well detailed by McFarlane Toys, and obviously from its time, 2002, McFarlane were notably not in the kind of design for making their figures very articulate, very small movement, limited movement. His rotary cuff area is static, there's no movement in his elbow joint, no bend, so his swords just come off there. But there is rotation at the elbow, which is 360 degrees. Now his left arm, again, no articulation or movement by McFarlane on the arm itself, but in the rotary cuff area at the shoulder joint, again 360 degrees movement there. I'm just going to place his sword back on his hand, or in his hand, sorry. So his head movement does go down 360 degrees, it's very tight, but actually really no need for, I don't think, to pose him right round like that, too far. And what I do notice about this figure is his great detail in his body work and the sculpt, a lot of muscle striations there you can see on his torso. I like his head sculpt. I must admit it's a cracking figure, and I think it's going in UK for around £50 or higher for a box figure, maybe even more. So from 2002 he's held his value. So moving back to the movement, his torso does rotate, sorry, at the waist 360, so it's on a ball joint. His leg movement, no movement at all on his right leg, and there's absolutely no movement at all in his left leg. There's no pivot or swivel in the feet, there's no ball joints, it's all static. So you have some very restrictive upper body movement in his arms and his torso and also his head. So we'll just turn him round to the rear and you can see the detail in his back. If I can maybe zoom in here, you can check him out. His back of his head there, you can see the muscle striations and intricate detail on his scalp. There you go. And his lower limbs as well, you can see at the back of his hamstrings where you can see the muscles under the skin, where the skin's been removed. So basically Jason X is based in space. They take the corpse up there, and it's that long since I've seen the film, I'm not even going to comment on it, but he does come back to life on the ship and he causes havoc, mutilation and murder. Why, I mean, it's Jason, of course he would. So I do like this figure by McFarlane back in the day, 2002. Again, it's McFarlane's famous for obviously very limited movement of figures back then, and nowadays they're doing DC, Marvel superhero figures. But once upon a time, there was a time, in fact, when McFarlane did manufacture horror figures, and they'd done a very good job of them back then. It's now superseded by NECA. But I must admit, I do like this figure. His sword, or in fact space machete, you can see it there. It's quite bendy. It's not, you can see it's good because the colour in this machete, it's dark at the blade and it goes light at the top, so there's good shades of colouring in this machete. Just put it back in his hand. Now, usually with the Movie Maniacs series, they come with a stand with a card inside that gives you a brief description of the, or a poster type description of the character involved. And unfortunately, I don't remember this coming with anything, but it probably did. It's that long since I've had this figure out, and that's obviously 20 years ago. But yeah, McFarlane were very notable for providing in this extra accessory. I'm not sure, I've not actually checked online if it came with any other accessories. There's no exchangeable heads, there's no any other parts. This is how it stands, Jason X. So it's more a model than a figure, again by McFarlane. I'm just going to look at his detail. If you can see his face, check him out there. And his mask, you can see the eyes underneath the mask there. A very different type of Jason from the earlier Jasons you get in Friday the 13th films. They've tried to move on with the genre. I think it came out in the 1990s, this one, or late 1990s. So they've tried to move on with the genre and incorporate it into a science fiction type of feeling, or a science fiction type style movie. A lot different, so far removed from the original Friday the 13th. So it is. So yep. So that's Jason X from 2002. So overall, a really nice looking figure by McFarlane. It's well worth sitting an MD's collection, especially if you like collecting the Friday the 13th series. And that was McFarlane's attempt at Jason Voorhees. Yeah, my only critique for this figure would be it could do with an extra, maybe a couple of bends in its knee or elbow joint bends. You get a bit of extra rotation, but again, back in the day, 2002, McFarlane were not notable for creating models figures with great posability. They're just basically borderline models that sat very well in your collection, but who can fault them? It's a cracking looking sculpt, very detailed, and it would sit really well in Amy's collection. Okay, I'm just going to pop them on the turntable and give them a wee spin and you can check them out. So thanks again for watching this episode of Max Toys and Models, and if you like the content in this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a wee thumbs up, and I'll see you again in the next episode of Max Toys and Models. Thanks for watching.